pulses like a jellyfish moves through the water with every breath. So to the best of your ability, you breathe in and out through your nose, working slowly from the base of your knee to the top of your ankle. After you go little by little, then you can start to roll. Focusing on the space between the bones, you'll get the most efficient and beneficial result. So you notice as I'm bending forward, I'm hinging from my hips to keep the arch of my lower back stable. If it's not possible for you to be able to bend your knee that much, don't worry, you can work back into that as long as you haven't had a knee replacement. And that's another story we could work on another time. But in the beginning, is holding your hand to foot, getting a nice stretch. Even if you need to take an old tie or a belt and hold on to the top of the foot if you're not able to reach it. You can also open the leg up a little wider to be able to grab your foot, but draw the leg together. Now after doing the myofascial release on your shin on the chair, doing a thigh stretch, you've done that on both legs for some time and you decide that you're ready for a little more sensation, then you can take it to the floor if you're able to do so where you are. So once you get down to the floor, it's the same kind of movement as when you were on the chair. So in half rolls between the bones. But all the way down between the bones. Small movements and then long movements, working through the fascia steadily. You really are the judge of how deeply you press into the ball. And the best guide's your breath. So if you start to hold your breath and grit your teeth, you've gone too far. And just as before, after rolling the shins, come back to standing. And go for a thigh stretch. It's common to get a hamstring firing, which is also called a cramp, when you go to stretch your thigh. If you flare your toes with all the space that you've made through the myofascial work in your feet, then the cramp will start to diminish. Also make sure that you're drinking enough water and getting enough potassium in your diet. From working with the shins, you can start to go into the calves. Now the calf muscles are two, the gastrocs and the soleus. When the fascia that goes between those two muscles gets very tight, it pulls on your knees and makes the knees very uncomfortable. If you're able to get that kind of flexion with your knee, then you can take the ball and place it between your hamstring and your calf. If you don't get this much flexion in your knee, go back to the standing thigh stretch with a strap, as long as the strap you need it to be able to get the thigh to start to open up to give you this access. And while you're here, pressing down as much as you're able to while still breathing. The hinge is in my hip. We lovingly call these calf smashers. So you only sit back as much as you're able to. And again, the flaring of the toes will prevent and release any cramps that can occur. Do not be afraid. I'm working my way down from high at the top of the space between the calves, all the way back down to the Achilles. After doing this on both sides, and you're ready to go on for more, then a deeper release would be to do it on the floor. And you can always take some books and give yourself some more height between your legs if sitting back down completely on your calves is not possible. This is pretty intense, so you only go as deeply as you can go while still breathing. My toenails are pressing down. but you could be wearing shoes too. I like to take my shoes off every chance I get. And then finally, either on your desk or a chair, a rock if you have it available to you. Place your hands so they're the same height as your shoulders. Bend your knees and make sure you're hinging right from the crease of your hip, where your hip bone meets the top of your thigh. From there, you lean back, straightening your legs as much as you need to, while still keeping the arch of your lower back moving gently in and up. Here's to the healthier knees. I'll see you next time.